in March on the 3rd from 2 to 4. So whether you're super afraid of getting upside down at all or you're fine-tuning your inversion practice, it's definitely the workshop to do so she can break down everything piece by piece. So if you have questions about that, we can talk about it after class. But while you're in your child's pose, take a deep breath in and fill yourself all the way up. And exhale it out. Another full breath. Expand your chest, your whole upper back. And empty it out. Last one like that. A full breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And start to build the rhythmic Ujjayi breath. A long inhale with a pause at the top and a long exhale with a pause at the bottom. Intentional and on purpose right from the beginning of your practice. Downward facing dog. Move your body around any way you feel called to move it this morning in this very first down dog, and start to connect your fingertips and your toes into the floor on purpose. And walk your feet up to your hands and hang in ragdoll. So you can make a box with your hands or let your arms hang down towards the floor. Maybe swaying side to side is a good fit for you. Whatever type of movement you like to take in this first ragdoll, do that. Then press into your feet and rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for practice. Pick one specific thing that you want to focus on. And we'll send out those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. High to low push-up, step back. Upward facing dog, open your chest. Downward facing dog, press back. Take a full breath in together. Empty it out. Big inhale, expand. Empty. One more. Push all the air back out. Look forward and move, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise all the way up. Stretch up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Empty it out. Yeah, intentional and on purpose. Breath in, breath out. One more, fill all the way. Empty all the way. Look forward and move, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Root your feet into your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, get each fingertip down into the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. In. Exhale. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one, fill all the way. Empty all the way. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Look up between your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Down dog. Breathe in. Empty it out. Full inhale. Big exhale. Last one. Empty completely. Step or jump. Halfway lift. Fold down. One more sun A. Rise up to standing. Stretch all the way up to your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and empty. Full inhale, expand all the way out. Push the air back out. Last one. Exhale completely. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Bow down. Chair pose and stay. We'll be here for a couple of breaths. So get way back into your hips and let your toes lift and spread off of the floor. Yes, wide awake in the feet. One more breath together. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one on the right. Step through. One big breath to reach up. Low push up on your exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side, step through. A long inhale all the way up. Peak of the pose. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing. Downward facing. Breathe in together. Empty it out. Two more. Fill up. Exhale. Last one. Empty completely. Step or jump. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose for one breath this time. Fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step deep. Lift your chest. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Step, plug your big tall mounds down. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Breathe in together. Big exhale. Full inhale. Empty it out. Last one, fill. Empty to the pit of your belly. Move forward. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose way back in your hips. Fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step a whole breath all the way up. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Plug the big toe mounds and lift the chest. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Purposeful exhale. Two more. Fill. Push the air out. You're clearing new space. One more. Exhale completely. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose. Lift and spread your toes. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Keep building that breath one pose at a time. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left, right side warrior one. Step through. Pull all the way in and up. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Step it through. Press, lift, and go. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale together. Blow the air back out. Good. Two more like that. In. Exhale. Last one. Push all the air back out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Fold down. Last sun B. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one on the right. Step through. Pull the sides of your body up to your ears. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, step through. Last one, reach all the way up. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Completely different than how you were just a few minutes ago. Spread out your fingertips and connect them into the floor. Then send your right leg straight up and back. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stay here three-legged or flip your dog. Full connection with whatever's touching the floor, the feet, the fingertips, maybe both hands, then as much space as you can create through your open chest. Beautiful. Flip back over, take side plank. Left hand straight up to the sky. Drop right back into the rhythm of the breath. No matter what variation of the pose you might be taking, then everybody flex your ankles and spread your toes. Yes, just like that. Last breath in here. Reach, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open the hip. Stay or flip your dog. Full connection, starting with what's touching the floor and then working your way up the pose. Steady, big, full breaths to expand the chest. Then flip back over, side plank. Go from big and expansive to hugging everything in towards center line. Even if you've got that top leg up in the air, that sensation of muscle hugging into your leg bones. Last breath. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Big exhale. Step your right foot between your hands for crescent lunge. You've got time to set up this pose. If you want to start with hands on hips or send the hands up right away, that's up to you. Put your attention on your back foot and get each toe on the back foot straight down into the floor to help lift your back heel straight up to the ceiling. Good. Now come a little deeper in your lunging leg. Yes, knee right on top of the ankle. From there, lift yourself up and out of your pelvis. Lots of space. Bring hands to heart center. Keep the space. Twist right. You can keep palm to palm or open up your arms. Use your breath to keep lengthening your side waist so the twist stays big and open the whole time you're here. Take one more breath together. Stay for the whole exhale and twist. Then warrior two, face the other way. Take up space in your warrior two and then come down deep in your lunging leg where your front thigh's almost parallel with the mat. Extended side angle. Drop your elbow to your thigh or fingertips down by your front arch. And then notice if shifting your weight forward and your torso forward has taken you out of your lunge, just recommit to it. Knee stacked on top of your ankle. Good. Maybe there's a bind there for you or both arms reaching forward. Whatever variation you want to take on, go for it. Beautiful. Last breath here. Wide open chest. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. Clear it all out. Left side crescent lunge. Start with the floor and work your way all the way up. All the toes on the back foot, the heel straight up to the ceiling so that back leg is just as awake as the front leg. Then hands up to the sky. We'll start to make micro adjustments. Deeper lunge in the front leg. Yes. Keep it nice and deep. Lift yourself out of your pelvis where the sides of your body literally get physically longer. Keep that length. Hands to heart. Twist left. Every single twist needs as much space as possible to get the full pose. Open your arms if that's where you're headed. The length is the secret to a deeper twist. Last breath here. Whole exhale to twist it out. Then warrior two. Deep lunge in the front leg, just as much energy in your back leg. Press the whole outer edge of your back foot down into the mat. Extended side angle. Big full breaths, loud enough that the person closest to you can hear, the people practicing at home can hear. Then take your final variation of the pose, both arms reaching or a bind. Can you soften the toes on your front foot and still keep that foot anchored? Yeah, just like that. Last breath here. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Empty it out. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Clear it all the way. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose. Down and back in the chair, far enough back that the toes can lift. And hands to heart center, twist right. You choose the variation you want to take. A bind, palms together, arms apart, whatever will create the fullest expression of this pose for you. Yeah, bird of paradise is there, whatever pose. Eyes locked on one spot. Then you're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Forward fold. Take your first 2 fingers around your big toes. Draw your chest down towards your shins. You could walk your feet mat width distance if that feels better to have the extra space. Eyes on one spot. Keep yourself on your mat in the practice. Then release your hands. Take crow pose from the head of your mat. We're taking 2 crows this morning, so if you want to try on a different variation of crow, like a side crow or crow on your back, those options are there for you. Gaze on one spot, right in front of your fingertips so the weight shifts forward into your hands. Beautiful. Last breath here. Step or jump back, low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Clear it all the way. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Down, down, and back. All of the weight down and back, almost to where your knees are stacked over your ankles. So all of the weight is shifting back. Hands to heart, twist left. And start to create the full expression of the pose for you, whether that's arms or bird of paradise or a side crow. Up to you this morning to create that full expression for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair. Forward fold. Gorilla this time. Step on your palms, toes up to your wrists. Bending your knees a lot might be nice, or laying your stomach on your thighs. Just create what feels best in this pose to counterbalance the chair pose and the crow. And release your hands. Crow number 2. You can take the same variation or a different one. Choose one specific thing that you want to shift in this pose to make it come more alive. That could be drawing your feet together if they're up off the ground. Yes, or pressing more into your fingertips to puff up your upper back. Nice. One more breath. Step or jump back, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in together. Clear it out. Full breath. Big exhale. Last one. Empty completely. Move forward. Halfway lift. Fold down. Rise all the way up to standing. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under, right leg over. Pick a drishti right away, right on one spot. Switch sides, left side eagle. You've got more room now. The heat's happening, sweat is happening, and now there's more room for breath, so make more breath happen while you're in the balancing poses. Right side, second set, eagle pose. You took one set, got a feel for it. Pick one specific thing you want to put your attention on this side and make a shift. One spot, the standing foot. Maybe it's the pit of the belly and you lift that in and up. Switch, eagle on the left. One thing on this side, what needs a little more attention or fine tuning? You pick it. Last breath. Both feet to the floor. Standing leg raise, right side. You can grab a hold of your right raised knee or your right extended foot. Pause here in center. Take a couple of breaths to pull everything in and up so you're lifting up and away from the floor. Then open it to the right. Reach and look left. Plug your standing big toe mound straight into the floor to light up the inner line of your leg and wake up those muscles. Bring it back to center. Take airplane. Press your foot straight back. Stretch out as long as possible. Your chest past the front edge of your mat and your foot past the back edge of your mat. Half moon, open up. Hand to the floor, the block, the water bottle, whichever feels like the best tool for this morning. And then stretch yourself out from the center of your body. So every part out to the fingertips and the toes is as far as it'll go. One more breath here. Both feet to the floor. Standing leg raise, left side. Tall and center. Use the pit of the belly. Pull it in and up to help anchor yourself in the middle and stabilize your balance. Open to the left. Reach and look right. Light and lifted through the chest, grounded and heavy through your standing foot. Back to center. Airplane. Dekasana. Go for length. Even if your body isn't completely parallel with the floor, that super long body is the stretch that you're looking for. Keep that length. Half moon. Get big and expansive in the half moon. Helps to keep your gaze on one spot, usually the floor, until you've got the full expression of it, and then you can shift your gaze if you want. Last breath in. Reach. Both feet to the floor. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. You can take a strap for dancers or a hand on the inside of your ankle for standing bow. Take your pose. Eyes on one point. Let it pull you forward as you resist by pulling your shin straight back. Everyone's got the softness in the knee. Great. Keep that and then press your big toe mound further into the floor. Yes. One more breath. Switch sides. Standing bow or dancer on the left. Take your pose. It really takes a few breaths to land in this pose because there's a lot to pay attention to. So one breath at a time, expand and push and hug in. Last breath. Right side, second set. Plug the standing foot down and go. Add more breath in this one, big and full across the entire front side of your chest and into your upper back. There it is. Last inhale. Switch. Eyes locked on one point. Take your pose. Then use the breath big and full to expand out through the chest, out through the shin, right out to the edges of your skin. Last breath. Feet to the floor. Tree pose, right side. Any arm variation you want this morning. And once you've got the balance, start to work your way nice and tall up to the ceiling. Different from just holding the balance and staying here in center, actively pull yourself away from the floor. One more inhale to lift. Left side tree. It's your opportunity to land back in center, to come back to the breath. Last pose for equanimity. Standing foot all the way into the ground and then lift yourself up and out like you can make more space between each one of your vertebrae in your spine. One more inhale. Feet to the mat. Extended mountain. Reach your hands up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, step or jump. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in together. Empty it out. Good. Two more like that. In. Exhale. One more. Fill up. Push all the air out. Right side triangle. Keep the breath moving. Take your pose. You can certainly use the block or have your hand on your front shin. Create the space that you made in half moon here in triangle a little bit bigger, further out through the fingertips, broader across the front of your chest. And then with all that space intact, plug your front big toe mound into the floor. It's that space right behind your big toe so that your toes can lift and be light. Yeah, there you go. Good adjustments. From that front foot, press down, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Turn both feet to the long edge of your mat and hinge forward. We'll work the fold on this side this morning. So you've got two options. You can walk your hands out in front and stretch fingertips to tailbone, or walk them back between your legs and let the crown of your head come to the floor. If it feels pretty easy or accessible to get your head close to the floor, you can walk your feet closer together to give more room for your spine to stretch out. Nice, steady rhythmic breath here. Teaching the deeper stretch in the muscles. That deeper is totally fine and there's no need to panic. You can just open right up. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold, facing the front edge of your mat. You can take hands on your hips or a bind behind your back. Hinge forward. Stretch all the way out with the intention to touch your shin to your chest. As long as you can go with the spine, and then connect both of your feet to the floor. Back foot as much as your front foot. Keep the feet intact. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Wide open chest toward the side of the room. So that twist happens right from the pit of your belly all the way to the top of your neck. You can stay here in twisting triangle or shift forward into twisting half moon and float the back leg up to the sky. One more breath together. High to low push up you go. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. A clearing breath out. Left side triangle. Plenty of space between your feet. Stretch all the way out. A big expansive pose. Now that you've cleared a lot of space and you made room for something else, there's room to ground down as well as expand out. Get into the big toe mound on your front foot and lift and spread your front toes. Yes. Keep the big toe plugged in, big toe mound plugged in, rise all the way up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold with a bind this time. Clasp your hands at your low back, or you can take a towel or strap between your hands. Hinge forward. Attention on the breath. The more you've got your attention on your breath in this pose, the more opportunity the shoulders have to open up. A little bit of space with each and every breath. Release your hands down, rise up to standing. Namaste front facing fold or splits if you took it on the right. Fold forward. Plug both feet straight down into the mat. Especially that back heel if you can get it down. Rooted into the floor to light up your back leg. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Keep working the feet down into the floor while you work the twist in your upper body. Those two things working against each other to create a little resistance. Stay here in twisting triangle or twisting half moon. It takes a little scooting forward to make room for that back leg to float up. One more breath here. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. I think it's a good place for a sigh. Take a deep breath in together. Sigh it out. Breathe in and sigh. Last one. Push the air back out. Roll out to a high plank. Shoulders right on top of your wrists. You can stay here with your knees off the ground or drop your knees. Slow as you can, lower all the way to the mat. Nice and controlled. And then when you get there, it's time for locust pose. Hands back by your hips. Been playing around in my own practice with lengthening, spending more time in the back bending sequence, so it's more of an endurance thing and less of I have to pop up really quick and then come back down. Rise up into locust. Think endurance and length and a big steady breath rather than pushing yourself into the pose and then hoping it's over. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Yeah, there you go. You've got one more breath here. Lengthen, lower down. Take the hips left and right. Second set of locusts. Hands can stay where they are. Clasp them at your low back. Rise up. Length and endurance, that steady rhythmic breathing to keep you here in the work of the pose without it being overwhelming. Press through your feet and lengthen back. Last inhale. Lower down. Hips side to side. Floor bow number 1. We're taking 2 this morning, so if you want to do one leg at a time, you've got that as an option. Grab your ankles, rise up. Big full breaths. Use the breathing to help open up the space in your low back. Make it just as long as the rest of your spine. Good. Now flex your ankles and press the soles of your feet straight up. Yes, like that. Last breath. Lower down. Take it side to side. Floor bow number 2. Switch legs or grab both ankles again. Rise up. Up and away from the mat. Ankles flex, feet wide awake like you fully intend on putting footprints up on the ceiling. Beautiful. Big inhale. Lower down. Side to side. Palms by your lowest ribs. Upward facing dog. Rise up off your mat. Downward facing dog. Press back. Lower your knees for camel. Knees on the floor, and then you can choose if you want to tuck or untuck your toes behind you. Lift up through your chest and make your way back. Long, easy breaths. Even if this pose is challenging for you like it is for me, it feels as if you can't get a long breath in. Take the time. See what there is to see and what comes up to the surface when you take the time to slow down your breath in camel. Next inhale, rise up and out. Sit back on your heels, high hero. Tall spine in the high hero. Send your tailbone straight to the floor. Camel number 2, rise up. Hands can stay on your low back, or you can walk them back to your heels or maybe even the floor. Rise up. The highest point, the center of your chest, straight up to the ceiling. Steady, rhythmic breath. The breath sounds amazing. Stick with it. Next inhale, rise up and out. High hero. The pose makes you a little dizzy, a little lightheaded. Keep your gaze locked on one spot to help stay focused. And swing your legs around. Set up for bridge pose on your back. Just as much attention to detail in the bridge. Press down and rise up. And clasp your hands underneath you and walk your shoulders underneath you. Long spine. Reach yourself apart from your chin to your knees. Last breath in. Lower the hips. Knees side to side. Bridge number 2. Press down and rise up. What is there to discover when you spend an extra breath or two in a back bend? Is it more space? Is it an opportunity to let your heart slow down a little bit? And tuck your chin and come down. Legs side to side. That same methodical approach to your wheels. You can stick with bridge or move on to wheel. Wheel number 1, tuck your fingertips under your shoulders and rise up. Stay and breathe here in this bridge or wheel pose so you can fully expand out to the edges. Then lower down. Breathe in together. Breath out together. Number 2, press, go, lift up. Eyes set to one point with no rush. There's just a sense of fully landing in the pose. Tuck your chin and come down. Breath in. Breath out. Press and go. Number 3. That point-to-point connection. You go from point A straight into the pose in point B. Tuck your chin and lower. Breath in. Breath out. Press, lift, go. Bridge your wheel away from the floor. Each time an opportunity to connect further into the mat. Tuck your chin and lower. Breathe in together. Full breath out. Only 2 more, yogis. Press and go. Number 5, wheel pose away from the floor. Expansive and open. Beautiful. Tuck your chin and make your way down. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Last bridge. Last wheel. Come up and away from the mat. Stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make your way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the soles of your feet together. Let your body settle back on the floor. Your heart beating, the heat moving around your body, that sense of aliveness that you've been creating since you walked onto your mat. Dead bug, soles of the feet up to the sky. You can stay still and work those knees down towards the floor, rock side to side for happy baby. And send your legs straight up to the sky. Set it for scissor legs. Hands can be underneath your hips or behind your head. Lower your right leg halfway to the floor, low enough that you can still keep your low back touching the floor. Then take a deep breath. Exhale, switch your legs. Stay and breathe in. Exhale, switch. Keep moving with your breath. The switch on the exhales. Keep going for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. You got it. 30, 60 lifts. Pull the pit of your belly down to the floor. If you want to move your hands under your hips, you can. Lower both legs 30 degrees. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Stay right here and breathe. Keep working your inner thighs together. Then wake up your feet and your toes. Nice, Shannon. Lower 60. This is the harder one. I know. Stay here and breathe. Use the breath to make it smooth and intentional. Lower to hover. Lift the shoulders. Press to the soles of your feet. Wake them up. Legs back up to the sky. One more set of those. Slow, methodical movement. Lower 30. Stay and breathe at 30. The inner edges of your feet pressed into one another. Lower 60. Squeeze in. Your legs pressed away from your body. Lower to hover. Press, press, press the whole body as long as it'll go. Legs back up. Knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Hands behind your head. Abdominal twist. Elbow to opposite knee. Go at your own pace. Begin. You can point the toes or flex your ankles, an intentional choice with the feet, like you're going to touch the wall or the piece of furniture that's in front of you. Keep going for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep breathing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in. Rock forward and back. Make your way to boat pose. Whichever variation works best. Hands behind your thighs, feet on the floor. Lift and spread your collarbones. Yes, feet wide awake. I love it. Then squeeze into center line. The whole body. Hug it right into center. Last breath in. Feet to the mat. Downward facing dog. Make your way there. Down dog 2, right side, half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist. Take the time to set up both of your legs. So just as much attention on the back leg and foot as the front. Just as much attention between both legs in the way that your feet are touching the floor, maybe the way your back knee is touching the floor. Then tap into your breath. Use it like a tool to help keep you anchored here in this pose, in this particular moment. I know a lot of us say that a lot, like use your breath to stay anchored, stay here in the present moment. And though it does take that much repetition and practice, it slowly starts to get easier, but it takes work to get there. You've got a few more breaths in your half pigeon. You can stay right where you are or take king pigeon. You'll walk yourself up, bend your back knee, and grab a hold of your back ankle or your back foot. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon. Attention to detail on both of your legs, both of your feet. And then breath to anchor. I know in my own practice for a while, I thought, okay, yeah, attention on my breath. I've kind of got that figured out. Most of my practice, I'm paying attention to the breath. And then it kind of became a thing of me just thinking about putting my attention on my breath, but not actually doing that. Consider that. Are you having a curiosity and an awareness around this particular breathing in this particular practice? Or are you thinking about having the intention of doing that? Last few breaths. Stay or king pigeon. Downward facing dog. Shake it out. Next up is frog pose. You can take the pose facing the floor or take the pose on your back with your feet on the wall. If you're facing the floor, make sure you've got a little bit of cushion for both of your knees. Yeah, seated wide leg fold, also an option. What does the practice look like when you take the extra time to put attention on the breathing and let the pose happen? Let the shape of the pose take over. Can you keep the attention, your mind wandering off, tethered to what's going on in this moment? Even while the majority of your body is here in stillness, there's still micro adjustments happening. Adjusting the feet, maybe softening or bending the knees a little bit here, a little bit there to find just the right spot. And all that's left is to pay attention to the breathing. Because everyone at some point in the pose will hit the point of, okay, I'm ready to get out of this pose. Stay and breathe. What happens when you stay and breathe past the point of when your brain tells you you have to get out of the pose? Few more breaths. Slowly make your way out. And bring your legs back together on your mat. Seated single leg extension is next. Right leg out, left heel in towards your thigh. Fold forward. A deep fold, a deep stretch along the back line of your body that wouldn't have been possible way earlier in your practice. I've done a lot of work to get to this pose where there's a sense of release that can happen. Switch sides, left leg out, right heel in. Steady breathing to help coax and tease open the spot that might feel stiff or tight along that back line of your body. Seated forward fold, both legs straight out. Bend your knees a little or a lot. You can put a block or a strap in front of the feet. Fold forward. Press out through the big toe mounts. Send them straight forward so the outer edges of your feet can curl back towards your face. Heavy head. Let it hang down towards your legs. Yeah, so even the back of your neck can be part of the stretch. Tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your hands behind your hips. Bent knees and flat feet for the tabletop. Long legs with your toes pointed down for reverse plank. Feet in the mat. Fingertips, the edges of your thumbs straight down into the floor to help lift and expand your chest. Big inhale. Lower down. Fish pose. If you're using the block, tuck that right between your shoulder blades. If you want to use your hands tucked underneath instead, perfect. Just tuck them enough so that the top of your head can touch the floor. Then you set up your legs on purpose, whether you're pointing your toes or maybe soup to bottom legs feels good here. Choose the variation that works best. Heart wide open up toward the ceiling. Eyes stay open. Let them stay glued on one spot. Three more breaths together. In through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one, fill all the way. Push all the air back out. Roll off the block or untuck your hands. Time to get upside down. Any inversion you want to take is the right answer. It could be waterfall with your legs in the air, shoulder stand with the hands to support your low back, or a headstand or handstand. Use that same attention to detail you did during the back bends with the taking your time, the adding of the breath so that there's no rush. There's just a clear, concise movement from being right side up to going upside down. And even if inversions are a really powerful part of your practice already, there's always a new thing to learn, a new perspective to take, and you could take that in Lisa Taylor's workshop coming up. Headstands and handstands, a few more breaths, no rush, and then a child's pose or a high hero to reset. Shoulder stands, plows. You can take shoulder stands or plows. Shoulder stands, take plow. Waterfalls, you can also take plow. Super long legs behind you. From plow to deaf yogi, bend your knees, hug them around the sides of your head. Really squeeze them in so your spine can round towards the front edge of your mat. And slowly lower down piece by piece. Hug your knees into your chest when you get there. Supine twist. Drop your knees to the right, twist and look to the left. Take the time to let all of your bones settle on the floor, your shoulder blades down onto the mat. Take one more breath here. Exhale it out. Switch sides. Take your knees the opposite way. Shoulder blades down onto the mat. One breath in. A full breath out. Back to center, Supta Baddha Konasana. If you like putting your cold eye towel on your face or your neck in Supta Baddha, go right ahead if you're in studio. Heavy bones. A sense of settling after moving your body a bunch through space and clearing things out. Shavasana. Stretch out your legs nice and long. Arms nice and long by your sides. Take one final breath in. Fill up, fill up, fill up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Take time to rest and regroup as often as you need. At the beginning of the journey and along the way, take time to honor your body. When you honor your body, you honor your soul. You've been working hard on yourself, on your spiritual growth. You're moving forward, evolving at a rapid pace. Give your body time to catch up. Your body isn't a bother. It's an ally. Your body knows what it needs and what your soul needs too. Tune into your body. Listen. On those days when your body is adjusting, regrouping, shifting, because you're growing and healing emotionally and spiritually, let it do that. Don't ignore it or force it. Be gentle and recognize its nuances. After a spiritual growth spurt, our body works diligently to flush the toxins released when emotions are cleansed and healed. After a day, week, or month of intense spiritual growth, our body is tired from flushing through so many emotions, going through so many changes. To deny the body's connection to our growth, to push it when it needs rest, is denying the importance and impact of the spiritual work we're doing. By taking time to honor the body, to honor its shifts and needs, it will be there for you in a way that it never has been before. Rest and care will help it come back to center quickly. You'll have the benefit of a healed spirit and a body that was allowed to adjust and adapt to that healing process. You'll be honoring the oneness of body, mind, and soul. You'll be honoring your newfound connection. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. And plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. Take a moment to pause and thank yourself for showing up this morning. And with your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish out practice together with 3 final ohms. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much taking time out of your Wednesday morning to get on your mat and get up to something with me. Namaste. Good work, everybody. Sweaty and smooth and all of that good stuff. If you want to get signed up for the inversion workshop, there's still space. Let me know. Have an awesome rest of your day and enjoy the sunshine out there.